Welcome to another episode of Nerd Age, where we discuss everything nerdy. My name is Mick, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts Josh,
What's up?
Corey,
Hello,
and Jonah.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on, boys?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
We missed last week.
Yeah.
We
had a week off.
We had a week off. We had some scheduling conflicts, and
Too many things going on. We're busy people.
we just thought it'd be best to push it a week.
It was Labor Day, so we're on holiday.
we're all partying.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, like we talked about last episode. I went to PAX, and so I was gone from Thursday to I got home on Monday. So you guys can blame me for that one for sure.
We do.
We do, yeah.
But I will have you know that when I came back, I immediately went to the movie theaters and watched Shang-Chi with my wife. Bang! Just in case we were going to do it that night, which we didn't. But
Yeah, I admire that.
I committed, yeah.
That's good. I like it.
But yeah,
That's a little tease what we're going to be talking about. I guess Shang-Chi, right? I mean, I'm not gonna hold you to it.
the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that in the movie they actually have a scene where it's pronounced Shang-Chi because his name is Sean. But we're dumb Americans, so it's Shang-Chi. Okay, well that's fine. I just want to make sure. You don't know. Some people might get upset in the comments. They're mispronouncing it.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah. See.
Sounds cooler. But yeah. So yeah, I was over at PAX.
Yeah. How's PAX, man?
Yeah.
It was not your typical PAX. It was a letdown, actually.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, because, well, it's COVID. And there were huge limitations on you having to get tested or be vaccinated to go there. And then not only that, with the whole Delta variant stuff going on, companies got scared and they thought we're backing out. So a lot of AAA companies backed out. It felt like a gaming convention that was held in Spokane because of how small it was.
Yeah.
The biggest companies there, just to give you guys a representation, is Wizards of the Coast, specifically Magic of the Gathering card game. They had a tournament there. That was cool. They had a ton of tables. It was a huge tournament. I'm guessing it was like a regional, if not world tournament. Bandai Namco, that was probably the biggest company there. That's sad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's sad. The best, most polished game was their game, which is called Tales of the newest one, Tales of
Symphonia. Something with an A, isn't it?
Aspire.
Tales of something with an A, isn't it? That's a weird title.
You're right. Spoiler,
right off the
spoiler
tongue.
alert.
The new Tales game. Yeah.
The spoiler, I didn't get to play it because it was insanely busy because
It was the only game
the best game there.
Yeah.
So it felt like I went to an indie con, basically. There's a bunch of indie games, which is still fun, but it's not 3 days of fun.
Yeah.
It's like a day or two max. So by the time third day came by, we were like, do you guys really want to go? And they're like, We went a little bit, tried to hit up Tales of something, whatever the game was.
Something with an A.
And dude, the guys were like, they capped the line. They're like, don't roam around. Don't lurk. Spread out. It's a fire hazard if you guys are just waiting to get in line because they have to cap it, right? They can't just have an endless line for fire code reasons. So we'd be there, like, we would actually step away and, like, not be like a vulture ready to go. And then they're like, all right. And they extended the line and they're like, you can go on the line. And they're the ones who are being the vultures. And, like, right there, I'm like, so they're rewarding the people who are basically disobeying them. That's like, F this place. And we left.
Oh, screw that game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Tales
of whatever the name is. Tales of Arise.
Arise. Yes. Aspire.
I told you it was an A.
It was.
Might as well give me the points.
Good job, dude. Give him a point, guys.
Save it for the trivia week.
That's right. So I will say that was the worst part. Just not having AAA titles, not enough content to do the full 3 days, which is what we paid for. So that really sucks. And it's not like we got a discount. It's not like they gave us 30% back because we got 30% less, or honestly, more than that. So we paid full price for a product or an event that it just, I get it. They have to buy out the Washington State Convention Center way in advance, years in advance. And they hard commit to all these buildings that they have rented out. They have like 4 buildings. They have like 2 theaters, an annex, and then the main convention center. And it's like, I get it. All the AAA titles and booths backed out on them. They still have them. So they still hold the stuff. So what they did was pretty creative is they had a lot of like play your own games, like retro games. So they had like all the old games, all the old game consoles. They had tournaments running 24/7. So if you wanted to play in a monkey ball tournament, you could do that.
That's my favorite
Super
game of all
monkey
time.
Ball. Yeah. If you wanted to do that. I should have entered one. I should have done like a Smash Bros tournament or something like that. Hindsight, monkey ball, yeah, get back into it.
Bomberman.
I think there was a Bomberman one, or at least there's the old school, like I think it was NES where they had Bomberman on there. But so disappointing for sure, but it's always still fun because you get to interact with cool people, and when you do get that indie experience where you go, like we played a blacksmithing game where it was just 2 people. It was a guy who developed the game and his girlfriend who like cosplayed as like a little elf girl.
That was her contribution to the game.
Dude, she was a freaking baller, man. They're there for like more than 8 hours a day. They built probably the best booth. It looked like it was a blacksmith.
That's sweet.
Out of wood. And they made you could see when you get closer to the sign that she hand drew redrew their logo basically on like styrofoam and like made it look like an actual shield and stuff like that.
Oh, gosh.
And it was a really cool experience. They only had 3 PCs, so their line took forever to do the demo. But she was awesome. She was like, welcome. We're looking for blacksmiths. And like she hard committed and like honestly respect her because she did it every time. All day.
Over and over again.
Oh yeah, dude. I was just like, dang.
By the end of that, just play the game. Hey, just go over there. Sit down.
Her real voice is probably like a big smoker. Like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah. But dude,
is that Chuck?
She put it in the news. Hey, let's get Chuck back here, dude. But no, dude, she did work. She was really nice, and she did most of the work. The guy who was coding it and making the game, I guess that's more work. But that day, he was basically making custom notebooks for people who wanted it, and he was like tapping in and denting and drawing, basically like imprinting their name and stuff like that on leather bound books. Notebooks, and it was a cool experience.
That's cool.
He had like an anvil, and he was like ting 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 ting, and like while you're waiting for the demo, you could get that done, and it was cool. And so that was sweet, hanging out with them and talking with them. My favorite thing that I got to do was this indie game called Smack Studio. It's basically like a Smash Bros. Inspired game, or it's just like a battle arena knockoff, the whatever. But the coolest thing that they got there was that they made a tool where you could make your own character. So you can make the size of them. You literally could draw every part of the person. You could pick their like kit. You could pick how fast they are, how heavy they are, all the aspects, their hitbox, everything. And so actually I spent about 30 minutes creating not Sonic, but it basically was Sonic. And it was super scuffed looking. I should have took a picture of it to show you guys. But it was just like, it looked like Sonic was on some kind of drug, you know?
You should have for our social media.
I'm so sorry, social media manager. I should have.
Follow us on Instagram.
I should have. I wonder if they posted anything on their social media, but yeah, it was cool. Once I finished it, I came back the next day. They had him in the game. I think later that day I could have played him. And then I sit down and say, hey, I want to play my character, not Sonic. And they're like, okay. And then like 6 people sat next to me and we all played not Sonic. And we all had different color versions of Sonics, and we just, just bashed it out. I got second. I lost to Joby, of all people, my cousin.
Screw that guy.
Unbelievable. He beat me at my own character.
Shout out to Joby.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Turn that down a little bit.
No, I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah, that was loud.
People falling asleep listening to the podcast,
Whoa.
wake up. Every time there's a shout out.
But yeah, it was really cool. I mean, regardless of whether, I thought that I got my money's worth or not, it's still super fun to hang out with friends downtown. We had a hotel and it was just cool hanging out. We had awesome food and some cool interactions with some of the indie people there, and it was cool. Yeah, generally fun. Hopefully next year's better.
Can I ask how much you paid? How much does it cost?
I don't remember. It's a lot of money though. Okay. It's a lot more than you'd expect. How much would you think?
For
3 days?
3 days.
3 days?
Sure. Well,
we're just talking admission to the thing.
Yeah.
So a ticket to the.
Well, how about just a 1 day pass? How much do you think that is?
I'm gonna say
I don't know if I even know myself.
$80.
1 day pass is $250.
1 day pass is $120. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's around $100. I think it's $1 to $120
Suck it, Mick. Suck it,
for
Jonah.
a day pass. So that's pretty nuts.
Oh, I thought you said 2 day. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, dude, you're
So
exactly
it was
right.
way cheaper.
I thought you said half a day. So we're all around the same ballpark.
So yeah, they eventually sent me an email after the event and said, "Hey, sorry for this
Being
season,
lame.
this year's version. You get 25% off next year's
Oh, that's cool.
tickets."
That's not bad.
They're taking care of you.
Whatever.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than nothing.
And they're going to raise next year's price 25%.
Can you imagine?
Hey, I mean,
There was, and to be honest with you guys, there was a ton of uproar and discontent from the masses on how they handled like vaccine testing and like negative COVID testing, and then also just what people got for their money. They said, "Hey, this isn't what it's worth. Like we're paying for something. We're paying for all the AAA titles. We want Microsoft there. We want Sony there. We want Nintendo there, and we didn't get that." And so they wanted their money back. A lot of people did get some of their money back, but I was like, whatever. It's all good.
So we could have had a booth there. Dang it.
100% you could have had a booth there. And everyone would be like,
I could have dressed up as a little elf.
bro, I'm gonna tell you guys.
We're looking for black.
you're supposed to dress
up as Chuck.
We're looking for nerds. Oh yeah, a cowboy version of you? That'd be awesome.
with my banjo.
Yeah,
We don't use that song anymore, so it doesn't apply. So I could dress up as a dwarf.
We could bring it back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Next year.
The little dwarf.
Hopefully COVID continues,
Right,
and then
yeah.
we can.
And then we have a chance.
Yeah.
Can you do that voice?
Did you just say hopefully COVID continues? Whoa, hey. Let's hope this never ends.
We'll cut that.
Hey, if we want that booth,
I'll cut that.
we got to do what it takes to get big. This is our big COVID, maybe our big break. People are indoors listening to the podcast. They're like, I've listened to all my podcasts. What's this crap?
Yeah. I will say one of the more fun things we did, which wasn't even PAX, but my buddy James, he brought a bunch of like.
Shout out to James.
No.
Yeah. Shout out to James.
Shout out to James.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm never naming anyone ever again.
Sorry, Corey.
But he brought a bunch of booster packs of Pokemon cards, and we were just like opening cards and we're like, yeah, sick. It's all
So you guys millionaires now?
got Charizard. We're like, did we make our money back or not? That's basically what it was. But no, it was super fun. Yeah,
Nice.
it's great.
Cool.
And you didn't stream that?
You put it to our social media?
I could have linked in, bro. Come on.
You could have linked in.
Let me. What does it
What
mean?
does that mean?
Like I could have.
Let me plug in
I
there.
could have patched us into our social media account, bro.
Oh my gosh.
We don't have a Twitch, but I'll make one. Right? You
patch-
can make a Twitch. I can make a Twitch.
Yo, patch me into Twitch, bro. But yep. So that's what I did last weekend. It was fun.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Good food. Great food.
Oh, yeah. That's normally the best part of any vacation, right?
Yeah.
It's the food.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we're ready to get into some news.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm probably going to defer to you guys because the first thing up in the news is PlayStation Showcase. So you guys who play more video games than me probably paid more attention to it. So yeah, whoever wants to go and talk about the PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah, so I wrote down a couple things that I paid attention to because some of them were really weird or like I had no interest in. But Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yeah.
So the Borderlands Tiny Tina version. They actually showed gameplay, which we were kind of wondering like, what's it going to be like? Because it's like this RPG based game version of Borderlands. It looks like Borderlands just totally fantasy, medieval style, still cell shaded, all that jazz. So it belongs in the universe. It's just there's like some spells kind of stuff and more like attribute based stuff, kind of more RPG-esque feeling.
There was, I don't know if it was DLC for Borderlands 2, but it was like one of the quests that you do, and it was like in that style. I don't remember what the quest was called, but it was basically like Tiny Tina was the DM.
Nice
stuff.
So it looked cool. Yeah, so that's encouraging. I think that's kind of what I was waiting for, to actually see gameplay, because the last teaser was literally just the title scene and her like talking.
Yeah.
And like roll the dice. It's like, okay, but what does that mean? So we got to see some gameplay, so that's good. The other one, a big one that a lot of people are super pumped about is the Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Yeah, that trailer was cool.
It's not a remaster, it's a remake from the ground up completely, which is cool. Which is also interesting because they could mess it up. But they didn't show much. They just showed some cool... Who was it?
Darth Revan.
Oh,
Darth Revan. And that's pretty much it. Did they show anything else?
No, that's it.
Right?
I think they basically just started.
Yeah, they're basically announcing that they're working on it.
Yeah.
And that's a PS5 exclusive and also on PC, right?
PS5.
PC and PS5.
Most likely it'll be a delayed PC release, but yeah.
I gotta say, those guys have an impossible job.
Oh no,
they're already on social media.
They're already on Suicide Watch.
They're seriously already like people complaining about like, oh, there's this one person that got brought on to write for it, and she said in a Twitter post 3 years ago that Knights of the Old Republic wasn't her favorite game. So we're worried about the direction that this game's going.
Yeah.
Insane, dude. I'm like,
just calm down, everybody.
yeah. Anyway,
so people hold it in high regard for sure.
Yeah.
Now I think that the general public is going to be really pumped about this.
I've never played the game, but I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love to play it just because I've heard so much about it.
Yeah, it's great.
And so I'm like, yeah, I'm. That's one of the biggest things. Like when I saw they were doing that, I was like, okay,
I'll get a
PS5.
That is one of the classic video game, Star Wars video games, right there.
One of the higher regarded ones too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's just
loved.
One of the pillars. Yeah. Yep.
That one and droids.
Yep. But yeah, so that'll be cool. I'm gonna skip this one. Well, no, we can talk about it. There's one called Ghostwire Tokyo, which is like this totally crazy kind of like, what would you call it? It's like, it's not cyberpunk style. It's like downtown Tokyo neon style, but then it's really weird. It was like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like there was magic, but there was also like teleporting, and then there was like different. It looked like different like reality
things.
Like he was opening a door into a totally different reality. It was weird.
yeah.
It's Bethesda, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
Maybe, I don't know. Is that what it says on? But anyway, it's first person. There's like magic. It looked like downtown Tokyo, and it looked like there's like dreams or something involved. I don't know. It was really confusing, I guess is what I would say. It looks like some people are going to like it. I'm not super interested. I don't know, Josh, did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I have it literally written down, Ghostwire Tokyo, creepy game.
Creepy.
That's what I have written.
Okay. It was weird. Yeah, there's like... It looked kind of cool. Like, the combat was sweet because it was first person, and, like, he was, like, doing all these, like, calling down stuff from the sky and, like, doing all this crazy stuff. But I was just like, okay, I need to hear more about it because it's very, like, general when it came to it, you know?
Yeah.
But after that, we saw a little teaser, just a nice little CGI video of a bar and a bunch of dudes just destroyed, knocked out, just the whole place trashed. And there's a guy with a knife walking up to a dude whose fists are just beaten to a bloody pulp. His arms are really hairy.
It's good indication of who it was.
And so they're
he's wearing flannel.
Yep, he's wearing flannel.
He had a cowboy hat.
That's right. And they basically, they teased Marvel's Wolverine. So we're fully transitioning over to a Marvel X-Men world. And yeah.
This is Insomniac, who did the 2 Spider-Man games.
Mm-hmm.
The Spider-Man PS4 and Spider-Man Miles Morales.
So, hey, it looked cool, but we didn't see any gameplay. We didn't hear anything really.
I think it's like really early in development right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited for it. Like just seeing the teaser, I was like, okay, a Wolverine game. Like especially playing the Spider-Man game. Like I really enjoyed playing that game, just running around being Spider-Man. I'm like, I can get down on running around being Wolverine.
You could get down on it.
Yeah, I can get down on
being
that.
down, running around like Wolverine.
It's interesting though that the developers did come out and say that it's a different gaming universe than the Spider-Man games, which I don't really like. That's fine.
Like they have to say.
I feel like
it has to be connected.
Yeah, so they have
if it's
to
not connected, I am gonna.
Well, that's probably why they got ahead of it and was like, "Yo,
yeah,
it's not. Don't worry about it."
Establish what it was.
Yeah. Will Spider-Man show up?
Question for you guys, because this always happens whenever a new Star Wars game comes out or a Wolverine game. This is the question everyone's going to ask: am I going to be able to decapitate people and slice their arms off? So, do you guys think in this Wolverine game, does that upset you?
You mean like having limbs?
Yeah, like because that's
severed?
I'm Wolverine. I've got knives for hands. I can cut people up.
Me personally, I think that to like be truest to the character of Wolverine, it'd be hard to kind of get around like keeping it a T rating without having like, blood spurts and stuff like that with his adamantium claws. Like, to me, it just seems like just make the game rated M and just roll with his knives.
Well, I think
go for it.
I think they can do rated M. I don't think so. The Arkham games, I mean, Batman's pretty brutal in the fighting, like breaking arms, like that kind of stuff. I think you can do the same thing with Wolverine and not have to like make it.
He has blades.
I think it's a little different.
No, but what I'm saying is like.
What do you do with these?
No, but what I'm saying,
grind them so they're not as.
No, what I'm saying
sharp?
is you can stab people, but you don't have to make it like his arms. You chop off his hand, you just like slice his neck, and it's like spurting everywhere. I'm just saying
cool.
like you can still do. I don't think they're gonna go that way just because it's the aspect that it's a Marvel. It's the same guys as this Spider-Man. I think they're gonna go for more for like a teen, and I think it can still be good without having to be over the top like Mortal Kombat.
I mean, I don't.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not gonna be Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
No.
I just think like to make sense, the fact that he has knives as weapons, to me, I would just expect it to be more leaning towards that, but. It is Insomniac, and honestly, I don't think they've really made a bad game. So
think like the cartoon versions. Honestly, they weren't dismembering arms and heads. Like you're thinking Logan.
I also laugh though because a lot of the Ninja Turtles cartoon, the characters that have like knives and cutty weapons, they're always like kicking someone.
Cutty weapons. Cutty weapons. I mean, they use them. It's just the after animation is like they were hit like with a stick.
Right. And I think a big thing really for like what makes something rated R or what makes something M is like the blood and like dismemberment stuff. Like X-Men 2, I think that was good Wolverine stuff.
So my question is it going to be a third person like
I think it will. Yeah, I think it will.
Like Batman / Spider-Man, like removed away from the character.
I think so.
So then you can get kind of ambiguous with the animations. You don't have to be like super graphic with it. And I think it'll play off just fine.
Yeah.
So
well, what does Ghost of Tsushima do? Like
they have blood. They don't like really dismember though. I think there's some times where it's like, oh, he cuts an arm off or something, but it's not like.
I mean, I think you could do something like that where you just leave it like. Obviously, you still see him stabbing people and doing that, but you don't need to like bring attention to it with like the blood and stuff.
That is M though, so they would have to go that route, which I would be totally fine with. I think it's fine.
I think it'd be fun.
But then Insomniac also revealed Spider-Man 2, the official sequel to Spider-Man PS4, and they revealed Venom is in the game.
If it's not Tom Hardy's voice, then I'm not interested.
It's what's his name? It's the guy who played Candyman, the original Candyman, Tony
Dungy.
Yep, that's it.
I never watched the original Candyman.
Oh, I haven't either. I'm saying the trailer, Spider-Man trailer. Did you watch it?
So the
Candyman talk.
I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it was cool. So it wasn't just Spider-Man. It was Miles Morales and Peter Parker.
The multiverse.
They were fighting together. Which
there was a voiceover, which I'm pretty sure was Craven.
That's what everyone's saying, because he's like, oh, I'm looking for my...
Yeah, he's talking about, like, I need a match that, is equal to my abilities.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
Was that not Venom talking?
No, it's because Venom answers him. He says, I will, or something like that.
Like, yes, we will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so people are saying it's Craven, the hunter. Yeah. They said no co-op, though.
No co-op.
Okay, so I assume it's going to be like you switch depending on the situation. And
Yeah.
Kind of like
Arkham.
Each Spider-Man's going to have his own.
Or even the first
tool
Spider-Man
set.
game, you played other characters.
Yep. I mean, this goes way before that.
Yeah.
Way before. So that'll be cool. I wonder what their different specialities are going to be. But
Did you guys play the Miles Morales game?
I haven't played the Miles Morales one yet.
Okay. It's a good playthrough. It's pretty short too.
Yeah.
But it's just as fun as the original game.
yeah, that'll be cool. I'm excited. I hope they get creative with the gameplay. Because we've seen a lot of Spider-Man games. So
Yeah. And a lot of bad ones.
yeah. They did go over that they're doing the Uncharted series. They're doing like a remaster, but it's not. It's like it's only certain ones.
It's just 4 and Lost Legacy.
Yeah, which is lame.
Yeah. I mean,
Not the
4's
Nathan Drake
probably,
ones, right?
Well, 4 is,
Nathan Drake,
but
so-
Lost Legacy is the.
Wait, isn't 4 the most recent one? Or how many do they have?
It's Uncharted 1 through 4, and then it's Lost Legacy,
Which is the
Chloe.
the female lead.
So wouldn't you want to remaster the earlier ones?
Right. That's what I was saying.
What I thought.
That's why I'm confused. And also, I think that like 3 is the best one in my opinion, and we're not getting that. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah. I will say that this is the first time that if you're only on PC, you're going to get to play some Uncharted games, which is cool for PC gamers. But yeah, nothing too crazy. It was a little weird. That announcement, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But
Did you see the stuff for the game Forspoken?
yeah, I deleted anything on that though.
Really?
you did?
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
I wasn't interested.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want to talk about it.
So no.
Why not?
I censor the news how I please. It just didn't look that
Fake
cool.
news.
But go on.
Oh, I thought it looked really interesting. It's an upcoming action role-playing game, development by Luminous Productions.
I'll
And
level with you
Square
guys.
Enix.
It did not show me anything that I haven't seen before. It looks like a generic RPG, action RPG with a female lead and big monsters. Cool. I've seen the formula 1,000 times before. So
Sorry I brought it up.
No.
No, it's fine.
But like maybe they'll come out with some really cool stuff, but I don't know. It looked pretty like generic to me.
I thought it looked really cool.
I thought so too.
And it's in the original PS5 showcase from last year. It was shown as Project Athea, I believe it was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because that's all they showed, and it was just the girl jumping.
Project something with an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is that the one where she went swimming?
no, that was Horizon
See, guys. See?
Forbidden West.
Yeah, it looked the same to me. I've seen it 1,000 times.
So I thought it actually looked interesting to me.
Yeah.
The story beat. Oh, I thought the world looked cool to me.
Yeah.
And I liked the magic she was using looked like a cool mechanic that I'd never. I guess I haven't really played a game that you're primarily a magic caster or anything like that. So I thought it looked interesting. I'm not a fan of the story. Like, it seems like she's a modern day person transported to another world.
Assassin's Creed.
And that seemed kind of like, okay, whatever. But yeah, for me, I thought it looked interesting.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I think it sucks. Just hearing what you guys are talking about. I didn't see it, but
Camp Corey over there.
It just wasn't anything special to me, guys. Relax.
Well, how'd you feel about this one? Blood Hunt?
Blood who?
Hunt.
is that the sequel to Duck Hunt?
It is.
Don't talk to me about Duck
I've
Hunt.
been waiting for
Blood
it.
cells. It's the red blood cells.
You finally kill the dog. Blood Hunt.
What'd you think about that game?
I thought it looked pretty interesting. Upcoming battle royale game developed by Shark Mob. Don't know who that is.
Yeah, it looked interesting.
It looked interesting.
I mean, it's going to be another one of the. It's a free to play, right?
I think
Battle
so.
Royale. But the difference was, I mean, you're basically different houses of vampires. Is that right? So there's
Yeah,
different
there
classes,
was quite a few different ones.
Oh, so a Twilight game.
basically. But it looked interesting.
It's
Can you
just,
play as Edward?
I'm surprised you guys are even interested in this because it's a battle royale and it's based on like a Vampire the Masquerade, which is like an table RPG system attuned to like D&D, but it's like vampire stuff. So I guess if you're into vampire stuff, then you'll probably be super pumped for this
Love
game.
I'm a vampire kind of guy.
Yeah, Edward.
I remember his Twilight's his favorite.
Edward.
No,
Sure.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
Twilight.
Okay, well then there you go. There's your
Yeah.
there's your battle royale.
I'm waiting for the 50 Shades of Grey RPG. Was that announced?
Okay.
That's something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't see myself playing.
Last man standing wins. You don't see yourself playing it.
No, I mean, like, not like I'm gonna play every day, but I might try it out. It looked like an interesting concept.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to. Well, it says initial release date September 7th. I don't think it's out yet, though. Is it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, was that all? That was on PC and PS5 or what? Did they say if that was cross-platform or not?
I feel like most games now are cross-platform.
Some
I
are.
wouldn't be surprised if it
Some
was. Especially Battle Royale games, right? Like, those are normally cross.
Yeah, it's become more of a normal, for now, yeah. Which has been great.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok.
God of War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest awesome thing there that they showed. Ragnarok.
I was just like on Twitter, I just saw people like crying about how Thor looked.
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
that irritates
It's
me
so
so
stupid.
much.
Are you
I'm like, what?
serious?
You want him to look like Chris Hemsworth? Get
That
out of
is
here.
Chris Hemsworth though. In Endgame,
Yeah.
he was fat like that, dude. Strong
Yeah.
fat.
People
dude.
are so dumb. Even the
get it.
director was like, "Yeah, we're doing like a more like realistic
It's probably more realistic.
to like we're getting away from the Australian like body, model."
What an actual Viking would have looked like.
Like 0.1% body
Yeah.
fat. The guy's somehow dead.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah.
He looks dope.
He looks like a bad dude.
It looks like Jonah's.
He looks like me if I let my hair
Yeah.
grow out and was the god of thunder.
Yeah.
Even if
Thunder down under.
and I
No, don't say that. What is with you, man?
Because he's Australian.
Australian, mate. What were you gonna say, Chew?
no, I was just gonna say like I feel like it fits with like the aesthetic of the first
Yes.
game.
It's cool.
It's like you get
more real.
his sons
It's
are
grittier.
look like
I mean, Loki doesn't look like Tom Hiddleston.
right. So
Completely different.
yeah.
It was the same thing even in the original ones. Like the lazy mortal, like all those, they made the gods look like they weren't like these amazingly beautiful like people.
Yeah.
They were like
Hermes, what a punk.
they exactly.
F Hermes.
They were they look like normal
punk.
people, And even it's just complain
It's
about
so
that kind of stuff
stupid.
is
People are dumb.
irritating.
The boy. He aged some. He looks like like a preteen. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so I feel like
Still back talking his dad.
I feel like
slap that kid.
I feel like he might be annoying in this game.
He was kind of
Well,
annoying.
absolutely. It's like when you have a teenager. I don't have a teenager, but I know how I was when I was a teenager.
Yeah, you were
But
bad, man.
yeah,
You were bad, dude.
yeah, I'm super excited for this game though.
Yeah.
The first one is probably one of my favorite games.
The very first one?
As in
like
the
God
last
of War,
one.
like the Norse mythology one.
Okay.
The
I was
boy.
like,
And what they're saying is this is, I'm surprised they've already come out and said like, oh, this is going to cap off the Norse mythology.
Cool.
Like,
yeah.
so we're not, at least for the time being, as what they're saying, we're not going to get a third God of War in this mythology. So
They're going to get God of War Endgame will be the third one.
But
yeah.
Time travel.
Yeah. That was pretty much it. Was there anything else? That's kind of what it finished off on, right? Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, they showed Gran Turismo, but who cares about that crap?
I mean, just stupid. Bro, can we talk for a second about GTA?
I actually want to talk about it.
Okay. These mother effers, okay? They release a little bit of DLC, and they think that they're like doing us all a gift. They're all giving us a gift. This game hasn't changed a bit. They've added little things here and there. Like I think
for GTA 5 is what
for
you're saying?
GTA 5.
Oh,
And it's like they're releasing it for all these different consoles and like honestly, what was it? Was it out for PS3?
Yeah, it was PS3.
Yes.
PS4.
That is insanity.
It came out in
dude.
2013.
Dude, it is like
crazy.
It's like this. It's like GTA 5 and Skyrim, dude. They're just like, yo, you gotta buy it. Like you're just gonna keep buying it, and we're never gonna make a new one. But guess what? You're gonna keep buying it, and it's like, bugs me so much, dude. Ugh. At least GTA puts out DLCs. Skyrim doesn't even do that.
Yeah.
Dude. Skyrim's a great game, but man, I've gotten in some arguments about how stupid it is that people are
How many
buying
versions
it
of
for
the same game you
3 or
buy?
4 different versions. Yeah.
Hey, you love the game.
I hate it. Sorry, I like the game, but yeah, I hate the fact that people are giving them money for a game that was released how many years ago?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Crazy.
Because, how much money does GTA make still? Like,
So much.
so much.
But the other thing about GTA is that it has an online and it has like you can make your own custom games and maps and all this cool stuff. So I think GTA is actually worth it. But yeah, and Skyrim they do mods and stuff like that for the PC version, which makes it a lot more replayable and fun like that. But yeah, GTA 6, dude, it's so funny how quick they like zip that up. They say, nope, we're not doing GTA 6. And same with like, not Skyrim 2, but what's it called? Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
We're not doing it. You're not going to see it for years from now. Just so you guys know, like they're just snubbing it right quick. Like it's so funny because they're aware of themselves and how much their fans want those games because they're great games. They're amazing games. But yeah, whenever they release something new, everyone's like, oh, and they're like, new improved graphics for PS5. It's like, it looks about the same.
Yeah, even people were like, the mods that people have made for GTA
better.
5 look way better.
They do.
When
There
it's
are
like
some
no
amazing
improved
mods.
frame rate or anything. It's just
So
like a lot of times it seems like 20 frames on GTA.
yeah, when stuff gets
bad.
busy,
It gets bad.
So yeah, sorry guys, I left that out of my notes. I just didn't.
No worries.
Thank you.
I think that'll do it for the video game stuff. The next thing we had in the news was the Matrix trailer that dropped.
Resurrections.
Yeah, I think they dropped it on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday morning?
It was it was Tuesday, but before that,
Well, no, Tuesday they did the teaser site. The trailer dropped
Wednesday?
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. Oh, Thursday.
So the cool thing is if you went to the site and you clicked on it had the red pill or the blue pill, it had like 2 different teaser trailers. And it actually, like, depending on what time you clicked on it, it actually gave you the actual time of when you were watching it. I was like, that was really cool. I know it's like a little gimmick thing, but so
How
I missed.
did they know though? Like I clicked on it and I was like, oh my gosh, how do they know what time it is?
So stupid.
I know, but it was cool.
It took me a while to figure out. I was like, wait, why is it different?
It takes me back to when
Back in the day when they did that was amazing.
Well, that's
but
what I'm
now
saying.
it's like
when the dark, but no one does it anymore. When the Dark Knight was coming
If
out,
anything,
and they
that's
did
kinda
all
cool.
the Joker, like
Or the Harvey Dent, like vote for Dent.
they did all this stuff where you could go
like,
to find coordinates
the
and do stuff,
riddles
and that's
and-
how we got to
was
see
cool.
the opening first 7 minutes in IMAX.
That was sick.
Is because we put in the coordinates, and we found all this place, and we got tickets to go in Spokane,
awesome.
and we got T-shirts. It was a cool thing. Like that kind of stuff is cool to me, and I wish more movies did that. Anyways, I digress. What do you guys think of the trailer? I thought it was pretty sweet.
I thought it looked really good.
Yeah, I thought it looked interesting. I think that there's a lot of ambiguity to it, and I'm not sure what's angle they're going to go with the movie. Like, what's the general idea? Like, why doesn't he remember? Okay, he's taking the blue pills. Okay, why doesn't she remember him? Why are there new versions of Morpheus? And, I don't know what the Asian character was, or who that was. She had the bunny rabbit tattoo, though, representing the Trinity had that, right?
No, it was a different chick.
It was someone else? Okay, so maybe she's the reincarnation of that character then.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it was like, follow the white rabbit,
Right.
that whole
From
thing.
the original one.
So it's like, so she's that character for this new iteration? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely intriguing.
I need to rewatch the last two because
I haven't seen them in forever.
I haven't watched them in a long time because I didn't like them as much. So whenever I just rewatched The Matrix, and so I have to rewatch those because they did get kind of crazy. But there are certain, if you watch like breakdowns of the trailer, like there's certain people that like pause them at certain points, and you see like Neo with his, because he lost his eyes in the third one, right? He's blind, and so there's like a still frame of him like connected to stuff, and his eyes are burnt out. So I'm like, he's obviously maybe got captured or something, and they're keeping him like.
So in the end of the movie, at the end of the series, he was captured by them. Like the machines had him.
Yeah.
So
he made the deal with the machines to take out Smith. Like that was their thing.
So they basically had like a treaty at the end of it.
Yeah.
But they never gave him back. Like the end result was basically him hooked up and being like let on the ground.
Yeah, like supposedly he died, maybe.
Yeah. That was the feeling, is that he sacrificed himself for the greater good. But then they also said, well, the title of it's Resurrections. Yeah. So who's resurrected? What's resurrected? Well, maybe it's him.
Obviously the White Rabbit.
Obviously the White Rabbit. But no, I mean, like Morpheus has like a new version of him.
He's young Morpheus.
So what's up with that?
He looks just like Morpheus. I was like, okay, that's cool. It's the actor that does Black Manta.
Yeah.
He
looks pretty good.
Abdul Mateen something. Abdul Mateen.
Yeah.
Something like that.
The second.
Yeah.
Anyway. That'll be interesting to see like what the story is with Morpheus, because I feel like for years the rumor was, they're gonna make a young Morpheus movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the rumor for so long, and then they came out with.
They did make a young Morpheus movie, but it's The Matrix.
I'm excited because I feel like the visuals for the old movies were like, obviously when The Matrix came out, that was like top of the line, blew everyone's mind.
Yeah.
And
it was like Avatar.
It still looks, the visuals are still cool. Even though the CGI is not great, it's like very aesthetically pleasing, like looks cool. And so I'm just excited to see what they do with all the technology they have now. How do they imagine it's going to look awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, from some of those scenes where they're like getting chased, classic jumping from roofs and stuff like that, and dodging bullets and stuff like that, it looked very similar to the original. I think they did a pretty good job at making them fit together.
Yeah.
Just looked better. But my bigger question is like, the thing that threw me the most was like, okay, I get Morpheus is a new Morpheus, right? But like the Trinity aspect of it is what really threw me. And there's like weird shots in like he saw himself in the mirror and he was like not an older.
He's old, yeah.
I don't even know if it was
a different person.
I saw like a different person.
I saw people saying that's old Agent Smith.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's also a if you slow down the trailer, there's a part where like Trinity is like there's multiple Trinities, like she's screaming.
And there's different people.
And they're different. Like some of them are Trinity, but some of them are other people.
It's the multiverse.
So is it a reincarnation kind of situation?
It might be like a reincarnation, like it's actually a different person, but it's her soul kind of thing.
So there's like multiple Neos, I think, or like there's multiple the one.
Or he's the only one, but he's reincarnating.
Yes, it's him, and he looked different before, but it's this constant cycle.
Because
I'm guessing that's what it is, but
in the third movie, he was the Was he the 7th version or the 6th version or something?
I can't remember.
Dude, I don't know.
I need to rewatch those movies.
I don't know.
Did you not hear me when I said
I did not.
when I said I need to rewatch those?
But there was this one character who was like, "Oh, you're going back to the Matrix," and he looked like either the architect, like the guy in the white room, or an agent, maybe. Maybe he looked like an agent.
Yeah, I got agent vibes from that guy.
Yeah.
Right? Because he looked like he had a little bit of sass.
He was like a new agent. He was wearing a suit
Yeah.
too. So.
He also
Dead
looked,
giveaway.
That giveaway.
Hey, that's an agent.
there was a scene where gun's being held up to Neo and he's like kneeling with the sprinklers going down. The guy, the image is blurry, but that looks like that same guy holding the gun
I
up.
want to see an agent in jorts one of these times and like a denim shirt, you know.
And a mullet.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see that because they take over people, right? So if they're in the South,
true.
I mean, they take over a dude.
Yeah, but
There
they
you go.
turn,
then they
but they
become
turn into
the agent.
They look like the agents. They
Yeah,
don't look
but
like
aren't
him.
they're not wearing the same clothes?
No.
Well, maybe they should change that.
I like that
I think they
idea
should.
better.
I think that help with cultural, representation.
Yeah, we need to see some hillbilly.
I want to see
Agents.
some
Smiths.
kilts.
Stop
as well.
right there.
Hey,
Hey, yo, stop right there.
Mr. Anderson.
yeah, you got a big old mullet. That'd be great.
Yeehaw.
That'd be sick. A big gap in his teeth. That'd be dope. But he's
Spittoon.
dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that the trailer was kind of ambiguous. Like you didn't really know what the
Dude,
plot
yeah.
was. I think
It's not obvious.
That's a solid choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just assuming that peace treaty has come to an end, and basically, he was just kept alive in the Matrix, and I'm guessing he's still within the confines of the
He's in the
robots
machines,
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he going to say, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back in this movie?
Oh, I hope so, dude. That's a great line. Love it.
Well, the John Wick movies did borrow some lines from the Matrix, so
There you go.
that
Return the
only
favor.
makes sense. Yeah.
Anyway, I really like the original Matrix trilogy. I'm really excited about this movie, so I'm stoked.
Yeah, looks good. Moving on to the last thing, there's just a quick.
What?
We talked about Visions and how Star Wars Visions, how excited we are.
So stupid.
We've asked ourselves how long the episodes are going to be, and it seems like it's been revealed that the episodes are going to be.
Drum
We're
roll.
going to get Corey's reaction.
Can I guess?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so you guys all know, right?
I don't.
Oh, okay. I'm going to guess like around 30 minutes each.
Ooh.
Oh, man, really?
Between 13 minutes and 22 minutes, they said.
I hate it. I'm so pissed. What a waste of time.
They said the whole series, I think it's all dropping one shot.
Oh, it's a sub one hour.
It's an hour,
Gee,
hour and a half or hour 50, I think.
Why do you do this to me, man? You want me to be depressed on the podcast?
I just wanted. We've been asking. We've been asking.
Hey, a real bro would have prepped me for this. Hey, that hurts, man. That sucks.
We were supposed to set
Why
up a
would they
camera
do
and get
that?
your reaction, but we forgot. So,
Man, shoot.
so this was pointless.
I think the audience can visualize his facial expressions pretty well from his.
And so I think, for me, it was like a little disappointing. But we kind of were.
No. No. We wanted 45-minute
Yeah, we
bangers.
did. We wanted 30 to 45
and we
minutes.
wanted them weekly. Shut up.
But I think
we saw it coming. No, we didn't, dude. Shut up. You never said that.
I think we all,
gosh.
even
No,
when we
didn't.
talked about it, we said, "Oh, it's probably going to be like 5 minutes or 10 minutes," because we kind of
30-minute episodes.
We were preparing for it, and so it just what Josh says, where it's like supposed to all drop at once, and you can watch it in like. Whatever, an hour and a half or an hour and 50 minutes to watch them all. It's kind of like
trash. It's trash.
This is what I'm hoping.
They're different
Hey.
stories.
All right.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
What
that's all
about this?
anthology.
What about this, huh? We got Disney Plus Day coming up.
Yeah.
We're going to watch Visions, and then Disney Plus Day drops, and they're going to be like, hey, guess what? Visions Season 2. And you get continuations.
Oh, well, I get 30
Episodes
minutes.
now 5
I get
minutes.
26 minutes of
Or
my
they-
favorite
guess what? Or
vision.
guess what?
or
Your-
one hits
Yeah.
good, and they're
Your
like, you know what?
favorite
We're gonna
episode,
do
a
we're gonna
series.
do a series
They won't. They won't.
I kind of think
with House Miyamoto
They won't,
Studio.
dude.
House Meow.
I'm sure that's one.
They're,
right?
Oh,
I'm hoping that
no.
this is like a test. Like
Something with an A.
they've tested. Like, hey, these are these studios you've tested out doing a short story. Now we're going to give you like a feature length film, or do
Bro.
a feature or a series.
Bro,
That's what I'm hoping.
here's what bugs me about this whole situation is that they've made a longer, wordless version of a mom eating her son that was a dumpling that was longer than this. Like,
love
you know
that.
what I mean?
I love that.
That bow bow or whatever the frick. Yo,
bow.
F that. F
Maya
this.
loves that
I'm
one.
pissed.
That one's funny. I haven't seen that one
man.
before. It's pretty funny.
They can't give us 30 minutes, bro. They got Bow Bow over here eating his own son. It's like, dude, how long was that? How long was that?
That wasn't that long.
It's like
That
3
was-
minutes.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's just
Hey, yeah, I'm up in arms. Disney, I'm going to make a logo and it says Disney Plus. Instead of a plus, it's a middle finger to you for Disney
Fire
Plus Day.
Kathleen Kennedy.
she ruins everything.
That's right. I mean,
Ruin Star Wars.
So here, all jokes aside, I think that this could be awesome. It could be an opportunity where maybe one of them really, hits it out of the park, and there's a lot of people who are like, "Hey, we want more of this." And then you guys are right. That'd be sick if they could do like an actual series or something like that. That'd be dope. But it's going to be disappointing when I really like one of them, and I'm just like, dang, the visuals are so sick, and the story was interesting,
And it's 6 minutes.
we never get it, or it's 6 minutes.
No, I feel like the whole time I'm watching it,
bad.
I'm going to be like, this is awesome.
This better be the long 22-minute one, not a 13-minute
like,
one.
this is awesome.
It's gonna be the
gonna be
30-second
over.
one. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's gonna be like literally like introducing a character, something happens, a fight, and
It's
then
gonna be like What If.
resolution. It's gonna be so. It's not even gonna be
what if
real
they're
What
What
ifs are
30
long.
minutes?
Bro, they give
Yeah,
so much
but
more time to
34 minutes.
zombie
What if
Iron
it's
Man,
so, like,
bro.
Rushed because they're like have to do a whole movie and that,
Anyway, my disappointment is immeasurable. And are you happy?
I am.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I was
Sick
hoping for.
freaks. You sick freaks. Bree's gonna find this out. She's gonna be so sad too.
Film her so we can put it on social media.
Stop it! What is wrong with you, man? How many are there?
8, I think.
Okay.
Oh wait, hey, shout out to Bree. He mentioned Bree.
No.
Shout out
That's
to
my-
Corey's wife, Bree. Nice, thank you, Nick. Hey, we gotta get our shout outs, man. That's how we
already
get.
got
That's how we get fans. We got 3, man.
That's how we get
How we
fans.
get fans.
3 shout outs in
Shout
an
out
episode.
people don't know.
No, those people
Like the
that are
one
watching
person
now,
that-
Joby can't stop listening because he just wants to see if we mention him
John
again.
out there. Shout
Shout
out
out to
you.
John.
Now all Johns have to subscribe to us.
That's right.
If that's how it works.
We shouted you out. Anyway, that'll do it for the news. Do we want to discuss What If, or do we want to?
I guess one more thing for news that I forgot to mention. Did you guys see the thing about the Batman, the audio adventure? It's like a...
Oh, is this a podcast?
Yeah, it's like a podcast. I think it's going to be on HBO Max. I don't know how that works. I guess you just
Okay.
listen to it.
Sure.
But I think it's supposed to come out on September 18th. So
What is it?
it's a
Podcast.
It's a podcast about Batman. I think it's like a
you
an
said
old like
audio thing, and I was like,
yeah. I think it's
like
kind of
an
like an
audio
old
drama.
an old radio show.
oh, okay.
Audio.
So it's
yeah.
not like just two dudes talking about.
No, I think it's, and I think there might be. I
Like that.
think there
It's
might
like
be an.
suspense.
Yeah.
I think there might be an accompanying
Orchestra.
graphic novel along with it. I think is what I heard.
Okay.
It's got some pretty big names attached, doesn't it?
I think it does. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Like some actors.
Batman
doing-
looks pretty big on that.
Yeah.
It's a big name.
That's right.
Anyway,
cool.
check
I
that
haven't
out
heard about
because
that.
it looks pretty interesting.
Do we want to discuss What If episodes, or do we want to just go into?
We can do brief.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't been spoiling the other episodes, so
Yeah.
Okay, non-spoiler What If, which is the Doctor Strange one and the Zombie Avengers episode. I really like the Doctor Strange one, again, because it dealt more with sadness.
It's
It's dark.
true though.
It's
It's
dark.
really dark.
it was very depressing.
And so for me, that I don't know.
I'm glad that they stuck to it though and stayed with the depressing vibes.
Yes,
I was kind of worried that it would just be like turned around and Marvel humor at like the worst moments.
I think
but
that's kind of why I liked it the most, because there was no
hardly
humor
anything.
in it.
yeah.
He made a couple jokes, but it wasn't like straight up Marvel
Yes.
humor.
And it didn't feel out of place. Like,
Yeah.
They went dark
Yeah.
and stayed dark.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
Yeah, it was probably my favorite episode so far.
For me, I think it's my favorite Marvel thing they've done.
Oh, really?
Ever?
Over any movie. Like,
Wow.
yeah, that's right, Corey. Well, Corey just looked like I blasted him.
He stunned me, dog. I'm
seriously.
against a wall, stunned, bruh.
For me, it was like even in those
My heart. Anything?
any movie.
Holy
Because
crap.
the character development is awesome. There's stakes involved with it. They make actual choices. The music is awesome.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like beginning to end. I was all in on it.
So all it takes to get
Yeah.
you to rant and rave is just
Make
No
a decision.
jokes.
do Groundhog Day.
Yeah, there you go.
Sweet. All right,
I love Groundhog Day, dude.
Groundhog Day is up
Dark
there.
magic.
But
I agree with you.
It reminded me of a lot of animes that I've seen, and it was a quality episode
yeah,
where he's tempted by the darkness, and he keeps whittling away at basically his own soul in trying to save. Oh, we're not trying to do spoilers. Sorry.
trying to save someone.
But there's a lot of like basic concepts that are shared across a lot of different shows that I've seen, which is super cool. And it was a real representation of like a hero and how, maybe they're not so perfect, or maybe,
Yeah.
it's a cool, gritty, a little bit more real aspect of it. And I think that's really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it was also the first episode that had all the original cast back playing their parts. Like Rachel McAdams.
Oh, yeah.
Which it didn't look like her at all. It just looked like generic woman.
I mean, Rachel McAdams is kind of I would say generic
it.
person,
Really?
looking
Wow.
person.
Wow, how
Shots
dare you?
fired.
Dang.
Shout out to Rachel
No.
Shout out to Rachel McAdams.
I'm on your side.
But
I don't
yeah.
think you're generic looking.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, anyway, I think the problem is with What If they can actually they're not handcuffed by, we can't make big decisions in these movies because these characters need to show up in the next 15
Right.
movies. So that's
literally what the show is for.
Literally handcuffs them from making any bold choices or bold stories.
Yeah.
And so that's why this is my favorite Marvel thing, because I think it's bold, and I enjoyed the story that it told because it took risks, which they can't take in the movies.
Well, and
because,
even the aspect of the humor, it's kind of like in the Marvel movies, they're kind of forced to put humor in there because they're like, hey, we got to keep people laughing, people bringing their families. It needs to be repeat viewings, right? And like Corey has said in the past, it can't, if you go too dark or too like serious, people get bored with that, especially kids. This is kind of like, it's on Disney Plus. We're just doing this we have the subscriptions anyways.
It's also not 2.5 hours, right?
And
it's like, what,
it's animated,
25 minutes?
so it's a lot,
30 minutes?
a lot cheaper to
Dude.
do.
Yeah.
You're exactly right, Josh, that they can break away from that Disney formula or that Marvel formula and take risks. Yeah, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
And the other one was the zombie one. I thought it was zombie concept.
Hey, man, when you're breaking away from that formula and you're just like shooting your shot, hey, this one dude says, hey, wouldn't it be cool if they're all zombies? And they're like, let's make it. Well, this is the freedom that they get. And
this one was fine to me, but it did have more of the Marvel jokes and stuff like that. The Doctor Strange one didn't have, which I enjoyed more, was more intrigued by. This one was more like,
dude,
all right,
it was
whatever.
like its own genre of show, because it was like, oh, happy, oh no, like, oh, this character, oh no, and things would happen, and you're just like, it's all very light, and it wasn't like, there wasn't a lot of weight to things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it was just like going through people and actions and places, and it's like, it reminded me of a zombie movie in that, like, people will get eaten, get their, whatever, they'll turn into zombies. That's gonna happen, and that's what that show was basically.
And here's a question for you guys, because I'm kind of confused about this. Are they going to go back and continue these stories? Because it seems like except the Doctor Strange one, for the most part, the other ones have kind of left with like, there's more story to be told.
Or what's this other character doing?
Right. So are they going to connect? Are there going to be episodes later on that follow it?
I actually think that the Doctor Strange one we'll see more of that.
Okay.
Because in the trailers that were showed the What If show, there was a scene with I guess it's kind of spoiler, but whatever. In the Doctor Strange one, Doctor Strange basically becomes evil Doctor Strange. And there was a scene with him with the Captain Carter character. I don't know if that was just like a promotional thing or whatever, but I could see them bringing him back for something, even maybe like bringing him into the MCU movies. Because I actually really liked that character of his.
The way they're doing it is they can do whatever the heck they want at this point. The way they're freeing themselves up from trying to be accurate with timelines and stuff like that, like the way they're doing it gives them the ultimate freedom. So honestly, if I was them, I'd be like, yo, these really hit with the fans. Yeah. Let's do these more in like season 2 if they do a season 2. So I don't know. I think they're setting themselves up for success. Generally, they can shoot their shot. Whatever. It's what if.
Yeah.
It's like they're setting themselves up for success.
I really hope they do a what if Zack Snyder directed the Avengers episode.
Okay. Hey, I'm down. Let's do it. Hey, what if, man? Anything can happen.
Yeah, we've already seen what if Joss Whedon directs Justice League.
Exactly. It's only right.
Or is it the
fair.
other way around? I don't know.
Yeah. I got a question for you guys. What is it about zombies that makes them if there's a zombie, like there's a lot of like violence in this episode. Yeah. That's okay because they're zombies.
Yeah,
isn't that funny though?
Humans anymore.
Yeah, but it's still like
it's a disease.
Some pretty brutal deaths in this where you're like, wow, like that person was alive 2 seconds ago.
Yeah,
and like they just turned into a zombie and then they just exploded. Like that's how you killed
someone shrunk at someone and then exploded them.
Yeah, you're like,
So that's what I'm saying is like that's just a general zombie tactic.
I just think it's
for movies.
I just think it's funny that as soon as they're a zombie, you're like, let's just cut its head off and it's all good because it's a zombie. So who cares? Even though it was alive 2 seconds ago, that character was.
There are some shows that do it really well where they really do struggle with that. Holy crap, that was my mom. That's my mom.
Yeah.
I can't kill her, and they trap them in the bathroom.
Right, yeah.
And then they never come
Walking
back.
Dead did that with
Walking Dead did that very well.
First season.
Yeah.
Or the governor's daughter or whatever that he keeps alive. Oh, well, I guess that's... Yeah, anyway.
But
no spoilers.
But like 80 or 90% of them do exactly what they did.
I just thought it was funny that it's like, this is a Marvel show and we're like decapitating zombies and stuff like that. I'm like, okay.
What if
that's what we're doing?
What if zombies get decapitated?
What if everyone got decapitated?
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, those were probably the 2 better episodes, I think, of the so far.
We don't have that many left, right? There's only like...
I hope not. I'm just joking.
Wow.
Just joking, guys.
This was the 5th episode, right?
Are there just 9?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Nice.
Anyways.
Good. Hey, if you guys want your up-to-date, accurate facts, come here. Look no further. We know
exactly what's going on.
And we'll give you a shout-out if you come here.
That's the best.
That's the best thing we've ever done. Yeah. We just need that air horn more often.
I don't know if this is correct, but IMDb says there's going to be a season 2.
I mean...
Yeah,
you can't really trust IMDb, but
I would assume
there's at least 9 episodes in this quote unquote first season.
I do have to say they have the little Lego minifigure blind bags for the what if, and I kind of want zombie Captain America pretty bad.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I can't do it
because then you're going to be forced to collect all of them. Not really. You just have to get the ones you like.
Get not Doctor Who.
Doctor Strange. Yeah, he's not one of them, unfortunately. Maybe season 2.
Oh, because it's spoiler.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That'll do it for What If.
Cool. Yeah. So again, we're a little late on this, but whatever. Shang-Chi is the latest.
It's actually pronounced Shang-Chi.
Shang. It's Shang-Chi.
It's Shang-Chi.
Hey, but maybe now...
Say it however you want, guys.
I'll say
we don't want to cultural appropriate. So
I'm going to say Shang-Chi because that's what they say in the movie. I'll just go with that.
And I'll say Shang-Chi.
And I'm going to say Shang-Chi.
And I'll call him Sean.
So that's the latest Marvel movie.
Do you guys want to do spoilers from the top or talk a little bit about...
non-spoiler and then spoiler.
Okay.
Let's do our general thoughts, no spoiler.
Do you got the spoiler sound on there?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, sweet.
I think so.
Just making sure, guys.
Oh, yeah, I'll be ready.
It's good. Got to have the sound effects.
We have to.
It's not a podcast without sound effects.
General thoughts overall, I thought it was okay. I think initially right out of the theater, I was like, I really didn't like that. The more I thought about it.
Help.
Yeah, you didn't help. So I saw it with Jonah.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Why are you watching movies with this clown? He's like Satan, dude.
True.
Or Grima Wormtongue, if you will.
True.
Keep your fork behind your teeth. But yeah, I thinking more about it now, it was just okay. I thought the action was the best action by far in any MCU movie. I thought the movie was shot very well. It definitely felt like a different style than what we've seen before. As far as like the framing, the colors of the movie I thought were great. The lead actor, I think he was very good in the role. He was very charismatic, and I liked his character a lot. I did not like the Aquafina character. She was very annoying to me. Okay. I think she borderline ruined most of the scenes she was in. And it was really annoying because I really liked the main character, but then she was there too, and for me, it just really like brought the movie down a lot. But other than that, I just thought it was okay. The music too was great.
Yeah,
I love the music.
What music though? Because
Hey, no, general, we're going general. We're going general right now, general.
No,
the score, not the like. There's a lot of like hip hoppy, like
I hated that stuff.
Type of music, which I don't really care for it. The more orchestral.
If there were some Zack Snyder old man music in there, Jonah would have been all over it. Give me some Finnish ladies singing. Boo, baby. Anyway, keep going.
For way too long.
Oh, God. Uncomfortably long.
So, yeah, the more orchestral stuff I liked. But, yeah, overall, it was an okay movie. But, yeah.
Go ahead, Choop. We'll go around that way so we get it. Bad review, good review, good review, bad review.
We'll go bad review next after him.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, okay. I actually really liked it. Probably it's probably the best thing Marvel's ever done. No, not really. But no,
besides the
what if one.
Yeah.
It's actually up there with one of my favorite Marvel movies. Actually,
what's the other one?
I like Black Panther, and I like
Iron Man.
I like the first Spider-Man, Homecoming. I mean, Iron Man's good too. Yeah. But I mean, as far as the more recent ones, like especially the one-off, like introduction to a new character, it was for me. It was like perfect. Like, hey, I have no clue who this guy is. Introduce me to him. Give me a good story with him. Like you said, the action was good. Aquafina, probably the best person in the movie. I'm just playing, guys. She doesn't bother me. I don't know. You guys hate her. She honestly doesn't bother me that much. I can see how she's annoying, but for me, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Yeah, I actually really like the villain. It's a different type of villain, like not your generic, like I'm going to take over the world kind of thing. I thought it was like an interesting take on I mean, it's kind of tropey a little bit, like, oh, my father, whatever. But I don't think we've really seen a villain kind of like this type of villain in a Marvel movie. And I appreciated it that he had a different motivation than just, I'm going to conquer everything. Right, yeah. Or I want to dominate everything. It had
just because power was
a very personal statement.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed that. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed it.
Cool. Jonah?
I didn't really care for it. I've told people, I just think Marvel's just not my cup of tea, just because things that really shouldn't bother me. This is on me, yeah. When things that shouldn't bother me more than they should. I was annoyed by the humor in it. I went into this movie excited for it because I thought it was going to be different, and from hearing a lot of people saying it was like really good, even people that I kind of follow on social media that are like me, Snyder heads, like they were like, this is what Marvel should be doing more of. So I was like, oh, this is going to be good. And so I went in with high expectations and was kind of disappointed with it. They did some things in the movie that really drove me crazy. I guess we can talk in the spoilers. But so I was like meh on it. I mean, for me, it was low. The things I did like, I think Josh is right. The villain was good. I thought he was one of the better Marvel villains because he was more personal. It wasn't just like a generic bad guy. They actually fleshed his character out, which Marvel tends to not do so well. So that was good. I thought the fighting scenes were good. The action scenes were good. But they were just some of the characters. Aquafina, I didn't care for at all. There's another character that's in the movie that I disliked immensely. And so it was just kind of those kind of things. When we were watching it in the movie, I mean, I think you could probably hear me be
Did you gasp when
I did certain things, like when things happen, I would go, like, I don't know, just because, yeah.
Hey,
anyways.
next time you guys watch a movie, sit in separate seats.
Seriously.
So this
guys, we invited you guys to come, and it just didn't work out, so.
Yeah, I went and watched with my wife instead.
Was that name Pack?
Yeah, you were gone.
I didn't say
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Anyways, so.
Yeah, why didn't you show up, Corey? Jeez.
So we can talk more about in the spoiler, but to me, it wasn't that enjoyable.
This movie was one of the most enjoyable Marvel movies I've ever watched.
Woo!
This is a top 3 Marvel movie for me.
Top 3?
Hands down.
What's your top 3?
Does it matter?
I want to know.
Probably Iron Man 1.
Thor: The Dark World.
Can I group in?
It's your group. It's your top
I'm gonna
3.
group Endgame and the other one. What was
Okay.
it?
Infinity War.
Infinity War just together. And then this one.
Okay.
Reasons why I like this movie so much. Original new character. I've never heard of anything about the Ten Rings and stuff like that. They had to introduce basically a whole new world, mythology, and storyline, and a new bad guy, and a new main character, all in one movie, and they did it super well. I didn't feel like it drug on. I don't feel like it was rushed. I felt like it was really good pacing. When it came to, I think, who mentioned it, the color schemes. You guys always talk about how Marvel's always gray, neutral, safe. This was not that.
Yeah.
Very colorful, very beautiful movie. You have so many different color palettes, like from, well, we can't go into specifics, but they're amazing color palettes here. A lot more impressive than some DC movies that I've seen, as far as like scenes and how beautiful it looked.
Take that back.
Bad guys, the main villain, really cool, relatable, better than most Marvel bad guys. Let's be honest, they're not very good at making good bad guys.
Yeah.
DC makes great bad guys. This movie,
Especially the Warner Brothers CEOs and stuff. Great bad guys.
you're a bad guy. Yeah. So I think they did a really good job. I think that the main character was really good. This guy who's freaking there, people are posting pictures of his stock photos that he did his gigs with.
It's pretty sweet.
This guy who's doing photos of just generic business scenes. This guy's pulling out a freaking awesome movie. He acts really well.
does most of his stunts.
Most of his stunts, the martial arts, the choreography was awesome. Haven't seen a good martial arts movie in a long time. It's been years, dude. It's been forever. Yeah. I can't even remember the last good one. I don't know.
Raid.
Rush Hour. The Raid. Yeah.
The Raid 2.
But dude, like this movie, I feel bad for you because you didn't enjoy it because of certain characters. Because dude, it was legitimately a really good movie. I really enjoyed it a lot. I think that things like Aquafina's character, I told you this a little bit ago, but we watched the trailer and she's like, "We make a good team." It was like that. And then when I watched the movie, it was like, "We make a good team." And it was like to the trash guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, but that's not really a spoiler. But like, I think they
Now they know
changed
there's a trash guy in it.
I think they changed the trailer to make it more interesting, and then the actual shot of it, she was more muted, and that was actually my feeling of her character throughout the whole movie. Actually, there were some moments where she was like, whatever. But like, honestly, quite impressed on what they did. As far as like, I wasn't as annoyed. I wasn't rolling my eyes at her character and what she did at all, really. there were some things where I was like, maybe we don't have to do that, or maybe we don't have to make this scene. We could probably do without this scene, but like, I thought it was going to detract from my experience a lot, and it didn't. So then the other character you talked about, we're not going to talk about this character, but we'll talk about in the spoiler part of this, but that character wasn't a part of it very long, and I'll point out. So I think that you guys are getting caught up on little things that are bugging you guys. Also, it doesn't help that you guys watch it together and you're like feeding off of him.
That has nothing to do with it.
Oh, dude, I would hate if someone was moaning and groaning during the movie.
I'm going to give Shang-Chi 6.7 rings out of 10.
Jonah, there's 10. Oh, yeah.
6.7 rings.
That's better than I thought.
So, honestly, if you guys aren't typically a Marvel fan, I think you try this one out. I think it was a pretty good. It was a little bit. It's still attuned to the formula, but it's a new story, and I think the bad guy was interesting enough to kind of be more interesting than the stereotypical. I mean, freaking Black Widow, yeah, yawn. You know what I mean? Like that was like the most boring and not most boring, but like it was the most stereotypically Marvel movie, right? Like where it's just we know how it's gonna go and roll our eyes at some stuff and whatever. But this movie stood out a lot more for me. So I would say 8.4 rings out of 10.
I'm going 8.5 Aquafinas.
Ooh, that's way too many. I would give it.
I don't even want one Aquafina.
I would give it a 7. Yeah,
That's
7 roundhouse kicks.
I mean, anything over 5 you guys like.
Yeah.
So jokes on you guys. You love this movie.
All right, so we're going into spoilers then?
Yeah, hit that
As
spoiler
long as we
button.
have the sound.
I want to hear.
Sorry, I forgot I had to hold it down. All right,
Spoiler time.
spoiler for Shang-Chi.
How do you want to do this?
Well, you obviously have like 18 points you have to.
No, I don't have that many. I mean, I want to hear what you guys say. Obviously, I don't need to.
Josh, why don't you start?
I have nothing to say about the spoilers. Yeah, I want to hear because I really didn't have anything like any big issues with the movie. The character Trevor, coming back from Iron Man 3, which I hated in Iron Man 3, and he showed up, and I was like, oh, we're bringing him back, okay?
Yeah.
And then I got over it.
It was the worst part of the movie, but it wasn't even that long.
And he literally wasn't in the movie for that long.
Yeah.
And I laughed. Actually, multiple times at Trevor. I was like,
was it the joke?
That's when you realize
was it the joke
that he is a simpleton.
oh, yeah?
Because he laughs at the Marvel.
You said you laughed at 2 of his jokes.
Yeah, I did not.
So that was 2. He had like 3 total.
I actually thought that the humor was a little bit better. Actually,
No, it was good.
Like the joke about the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
He's like,
I laughed
he was
at that
acting like he was riding a horse,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "That was funny because it was unexpected." I actually like that.
I don't think the humor was as bad as other Marvel movies. I can think of one time where I was like, that's kind of dumb. Towards the end where they're like, we're not going to team up. And then the little demon things like kill the guy and the guy's like, let's team up.
Yeah, that's a classic.
That was
Marvel
a classic like
joke.
Marvel joke that I was like, whatever. But all the rest of it, I mean, come on. You didn't laugh when the little cute dragon thing went up to Trevor and you thought he died. And he was like,
no, I laughed at that one because Ben Kingsley's a good actor and you're like, okay. But here's the thing. I laughed at that one. I thought that was funny. And the Planet of the Apes one.
Yeah, that was good.
Although I think it was funny, Planet of the Apes, because I'm such a Planet of the Apes nerd that I liked it.
see, that's good writing though.
In the moment, it's like, this is kind of out of place. Like, his character was out of place. The other one, the humor on the bus where the guy's like, hey, I used to do Kung Fu and I'm going to do this.
That was horrible.
It irritated me so much. If they would have just done that one time, that's fine. But they went back to him like 4 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to see what this idiot is making funny jokes about. I want to see a cool fight scene. And so every time he was doing something cool, they'd cut away and he's like, oh yeah, I did Kung Fu, whatever.
The thing is, like, he's not telling jokes. They're making fun of him, and there's
It doesn't matter though because
there's
like,
people out there like him who do that, and
that's
they're
you,
making fun of the
Jonah.
people.
You are the idiot.
You're the social media.
No. It doesn't matter because that is still coming off as a joke.
Yes.
It's still supposed to be funny. Did you guys laugh?
I laughed, actually.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a funny thing that takes away from, like Jonah was saying, from a cool fight scene that we are missing because we're watching.
For example, no, let me tell you. Let me give you an example. And people are going to shout out to Crystal because she's going to hate this. But in say we're watching BVS, right? The Batman warehouse scene, he's doing all this stuff, and then they have this random guy being like, "Oh my gosh, I used to be more."
That's stupid. That's a stupid comparison.
It's the same thing.
It is.
I'm watching an action scene. I want to see something. It just drives me nuts. And I was telling Corey this. Jackie Chan does an awesome job in Jackie Chan movies where he does humor with his fighting, right? So he's like, uses the shirt, right, and gets the guys. And you're watching an action scene and doing humor with it, but it's a physical humor that he does. Or when he like punches the guy, or the guy moves something and they both punch like a metal frame, and he like does like that with his hand.
Or he's fighting with 3 plates and he's naked and he's trying to keep himself covered up.
That kind of stuff.
Type of stuff.
That
I think honestly that would have detracted from the fight scene because
100%.
like it's an intense fight scene and taking away from it.
Wait, let me finish what I'm saying.
Character like Shang-Chi.
What I'm saying
he's trying
is
to keep his towel on his wiener.
They actually did it in that part once where he like punches a guy and he sits on the seat and he looks at the girl and he like smiles at her and fixes his jacket and then he keeps fighting. I was like, give me more of that because that's what I wanted. But the whole like, let me go to this dumb character that's doing silly jokes. And you've done this character before in the Spider-Man movies and other stuff. It's just like, why? It seems pointless to me. That's the Marvel humor that irritates me. The same one is, another example is, they're on the plane and he's telling the story about how his dad, made him into a killer and how his first mission was to go kill this guy, right? And he's telling the story and then all of a sudden you just hear, beef or vegetarian? And then Aquafina's like, well, vegetarian. And then he's like, well, I'll do vegetarian. She's like, we're actually out of vegetarian. And then she's like,
see, you're laughing right now. You thought it was funny.
Well, then because my voice is so Aquafina-ish. Well, then let's just do the beef then. And he's like, for you, sir? Well, there's no vegetarian, so beef. So beef for both.
All right,
like that to me is just like, why?
Well, see, you're saying carry on? That's what it was.
Like for me.
That's what it was.
For me. Okay.
We get
that's how it feels.
For me, it was you're set up with the expectation he's going to tell you this, and they're flipping it on its head.
Yes. And they do that all the time.
No,
and that's what is irritating.
They've done that exact scene multiple times.
They undercut like
everything serious.
Plot
a joke comes
moments.
Quickly.
So
right
let's talk about Shazam. The 2 guys are sitting at a far away and they're talking, and he's like, I can't hear what he's saying. Is that undercutting the moment in the film?
Yes, it is because Shazam is trying to be more like Marvel. That's what I'm saying.
Did you enjoy
those
that
kind of jokes
in the movie?
No, I wanted more of the Man of Steel Zod fight. That's what I wanted from
yeah, but you're not. It's a different movie. That's the thing.
Yeah. That's fine. But what I'm saying is Marvel does that every movie. So if you're going to say you're something different and you keep doing it every time you're going into something deep and then you undercut it with humor, my frustration is they do it 5 times a movie.
This is the thing. He's telling you, let me set up the story of my childhood. Was he like, this is the moment that my mom died, and then they cut that moment? No, they didn't. They let you feel that moment in the end later in the movie, so you get the emotional feeling of what it was like to be Shang-Chi and witness his mom dying. Yeah. The emotional threads of that movie, you still feel. Him telling you about his childhood and then making a joke there, that's fine. That's fine for me.
Dude, you can trust me. Like, if I felt like it ripped me out of it.
I'm not saying it does not for you guys. It does for me. That's why I didn't enjoy it, because it does that
because of those 2 moments?
No, I'm there. You haven't let me finish. I can keep telling you that all the Trevor stuff.
Well, you were literally just quoting the movie for 3 minutes, so let's keep it going.
I was giving you examples of the things. The other stuff was the Trevor stuff. Every time he was on scene with them, it was just joke after joke after joke. The fact that he can understand a creature from another world,
it wasn't that
silly.
Much, dude.
He was there too much.
You're overplaying it. He was only there from the beginning of the forest, and that was it. And then he had one little. He was there during
half
the battle.
Half the movie.
It wasn't. It was not.
It's not half the movie.
It felt like it.
That for
It
you
felt
guys,
like he was
I'm
there.
sure
It felt like
feel that way,
he's
but not for us.
He's one of the worst characters in Marvel, and so yes, I probably exaggerate.
Yeah.
What they did with him in Iron Man 3 is criminal.
Do you understand that they introduced his whole backstory, this mythology? They introduced her backstory and what happened with her, the sister, and then you're saying he was there the whole time? What I'm saying
he was
is
there
your
half the
guys'
movie.
like sense. What? No, dude. I'm just saying. I think
He's there for the third act.
yes.
That's it.
The third.
That's not half the movie.
I'm saying,
anyway.
like,
This is
you're-
nitpicking.
Exactly,
That's
yeah,
We'll
for
move
sure.
on.
Well, yeah, you guys want to know why I didn't like it? I'm telling you why I didn't like
that's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're trying to say,
so
hey,
there's the
just so you know,
Trevor
it's
stuff,
not as much as you
which
think.
I didn't care for.
all.
I think it's silly. The other stuff was Aquafina. I thought, first of all, the dialogue between them was really bad at the beginning of the movie. Like their chemistry, I thought was bad. It got better towards the end of the movie, but I thought at the beginning, the lines were cheesy. The lines were awkward, especially at the beginning when they're having that double date or
They
something.
just had bad banter. It was just, to me, it just felt wooden.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it felt
I actually thought they had really good chemistry.
I didn't love the scene
No,
with
for
that
sure.
couple, but that's
Yeah.
because I didn't like the other people they were with. Like that
me,
just
it was
seemed kind of like,
Aquafina.
Yeah.
oh, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And
okay.
then you say there wasn't really that much humor, but Aquafina's whole, like when they go into the fighting place with his sister, like everything she does there is just her humor. Like, you know, like the pants she's wearing, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I like your pants. And like all the dialogue was just kind of, to me, it was like, you're just trying too hard to try to make this funny. Aquafina's character basically was, she's there to have people do expositionary dialogue to her. So she's like with the girl, the sister who doesn't like her, who doesn't like anybody. And then out of nowhere, she just says, oh, your dad treated you pretty rough or something. And then she's like, yeah, my dad. And she goes into how her dad never treated her like one of the guys. Right. So Aquafina was kind of just there for other characters to
I don't agree with
vomit.
No, I
their
don't-
dialogue.
She was an exposition bridge. To,
all characters are. But here's the thing. She had her own storyline. She went through her own journey.
I didn't buy it.
I mean,
I know you guys don't
yeah.
buy it. But what I'm saying is it does exist, whether or not you buy it or not.
I mean,
And
it
she had
exists,
her
but
own-
I could still think it's bad.
I know, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, well, you guys are saying it wasn't there. And
No,
she's
I'm
just
saying
not
it's
ready.
there. I'm saying
but
I don't buy it. I don't
think it was done well.
Yeah.
Got it.
The thing with her and the arrow at the end, where she trains for one day and then she has the final shot, and then
turns into Bard.
and then they like have the joke where she's like, I just did it for one day, and I can't believe I hit it. You know,
She doesn't sound like
she kind of a little bit, right?
you're
A little bit.
super going far.
Right? So to me, it was just like, that was frustrating again, because I'm like, it's just takes away. That kind of stuff frustrated me. Was it entertaining? Yeah, that's fine. But again, to me, those things didn't land for me, and that's why I didn't enjoy it as much.
All right, what do you got, Mick? But don't say Aquafina again, and I'll slap a hoe.
And he's the hoe. Yeah, Jonah's the hoe.
Well,
You're like,
Okay.
I'm going to do it. Then you can slap him. Bah, bah, bah.
I'll say a lot of what happened in kind of the middle, kind of towards the beginning of the third act, to me, it just like was a lot of slow down.
What parts?
So you're saying once they get to like the compound,
A lot of the compound stuff to me it felt like it kind of halted the flow of the film. And again, there was just it just seemed like a lot of dialogue scenes and a lot of exposition scenes that, like I said, just kind of halted the feel of the movie for me. Sorry, Jonah. A lot of the Aquafina stuff. I did not
Man, now
like.
they're gonna punch a hoe. That's
You're
me.
going to get slapped after the podcast.
I did not like her character.
We know. Yeah.
Basically everything that Jonah said. All the Trevor stuff. I did not like him in Iron Man 3, and it was annoying seeing him back.
We know.
see what I'm seeing is
It's the
that
same stuff.
yeah. Well, go ahead. No.
Yeah, go ahead.
What? We didn't agree beforehand
Go
to
ahead.
not like
Go
the
ahead,
same
Mick.
thing.
Go ahead, Mick.
Nick's turn.
Jonah, before we go into this movie, let's dislike everything.
Trevor and just like Aquafina.
Yeah. It really wasn't that much, but to me that those things were just like so annoying to me that it took away from a lot of my enjoyment of the film. I think I enjoyed more of the stuff in the film than I didn't like. Because I think I rated it higher than you, Jonah. I think I gave it a 7.
3 points higher.
3 points higher. Or
Wait, what?
Point decimal.
I was 6. Yeah, I mean,
0.3.
No.
But I'll talk about what I did like. I loved like I said, I love the cinematography. It's actually by the same guy that did the cinematography for The Matrix. So
nice.
That kind of makes a lot of sense with a lot of the action scenes. The end kind of battle was pretty cool. It was cool seeing the more personal, like we were talking about with the main villain, the dad. His personal stake in it was he believed his wife was still alive, and so he was wanting to retrieve her from this demon door thing that would release like soul sucking animal villain things. So it was cool seeing that play out, and Shang-Chi actually, I think it was called the Great Spirit or something, or what was the dragon?
Oh, the dragon. I think so. Yeah.
The Great Spirit or
The
something.
Great Protector.
Or the Great Protector. Yeah. So it was cool seeing him flying around on his flying dragon and fighting all the little demon things, soul sucking demon things. It was sad seeing that old archery guy die.
He is a cool dude.
I was like, oh, that's sad.
But then you guys saw Aquafina and you guys were like, get out of here.
Hey, he was probably your favorite character because he gave Aquafina the most hard time.
That's true.
Yeah.
he should have taken that final shot before getting killed. I would have bought that instead of Aquafina.
Would have made more sense.
Anyways.
But yeah, all the stuff with we haven't talked about the actual rings yet, but the
rings fight.
Ring stuff was really cool. It's changed that how it is in the comics. In the comics, it's actually rings that go on your fingers, and it's like alien technology. And I think part of the reason they changed it is to kind of get us far away from like another Infinity Stone stuff again.
Well, and it's more similar. It's easier to animate and it's easier to see when they're bigger rings like.
And it makes more sense because that's an actual style of martial arts that's out there. So it's cool that it's more designed that way. Yeah. And if you think about it, the rings were supposed to be from like an alien, other dimensional dragon, and so if those rings actually fit on a dragon, it would be that big.
Yeah.
So stuff like that I really like.
Well, and they change in size too. Like they go like this.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
It's like the One Ring.
Yeah.
One ring to rule them all.
So yeah, I thought it was cool. Yeah, just a lot of the humor. I have a really hard time with the Marvel humor. And like I said, the middle point in the movie for me just really slowed down. It just felt like a longer movie than it was, which normally isn't a good thing. But
gotcha.
And I think I like the movie more thinking about it now. When I got out of the theater,
When you got away from
Jonah,
bad influence over there.
so yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think I like it a little bit more.
Hey, you guys can't complain when I go to a movie with somebody and then complain when I go to a movie by myself and say I'm a loser. Now you know why. Which is it? Go ahead.
Yeah.
The floor is your guys.
Yeah.
Nothing. I completely disagree with everything. I mean, it's your guys' opinion.
Yeah,
so
of course.
at the end of the day, you guys have bad opinions. That's it. Overall, like I can see Aquafina doesn't bother me. If you really want to see a movie that she's annoying in, watch Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
Didn't bother me in that either, but you guys would hate that movie.
Yeah.
She's like this character times 20. So
Yeah. I really think that they actually they really did tone her down. Like honestly, she almost felt like a different character because I watched Raya, the Last Dragon, and she's playing a cartoon dragon, right? And she's super animated, and that's what I think you're probably imagining she's acting like in this movie, which she's not. She's like a more she's a more calmed down version of that, basically.
So for me, this is my first viewing of her in anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I guess for me, I still found her pretty obnoxious.
Well, it's like having Chris Tucker. here, shut your mouth, like that. Like he's way over the top.
He's funny though.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah, that's the difference.
But like what I'm saying is,
funny.
I wish
like,
Chris
for
Tucker
you
was
guys-
actually in this movie.
Yeah.
I think you just wish it was Rush Hour 3.
Rush Hour 4.
Yeah, Rush Hour 4 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Man, I really loved what they did in the beginning with the story. I think the story with the mom and the dad, it was super
That was the
cool.
best part
It
for
was
me.
so good. It was really beautiful. The story was unique. He has ultimate power. Like he's this freaking monster. And what tames him is love, right? And I know it sounds cheesy, but like, dude,
That's what's tamed all of us.
it was that's right. It was a beautiful story. Honestly, like I really enjoyed the story. I loved the connection with him and his mother, Shang-Chi, and his mother. That was really good. Dude, what a bad day that mom was, though.
Yeah.
She didn't have power, and she freaking took out like how many dudes? 20 dudes, and died. But like, dude, that was sick. And then having the story like progress with the dad, and the dad's like, you didn't even do anything. You watched her die, you little weak. Like, dude, that was awesome, man.
Yeah,
that
was the
emotional connection between Shang-Chi and the dad was so good too. Like, he was angry at him because he let her die, and he was angry with him because, well, he wasn't there. Like, it was a great story. I really enjoyed it.
That was the best part of the movie, and that's the first thing I said to Mick when we left. I was like, the stuff they did between...
That wasn't the first thing you said.
Yes,
the first
it
thing
is.
you said
The
was,
person was like, Aquafina was terrible. Trevor, are you kidding me?
I said,
Trevor back.
I said the best thing about it was the dynamic between the dad, the son, and the mom. Like, between those three, I don't think they did as good a job with the girl, with the sister, which is fine. It was more about
a lot of stuff to cover in.
right.
That's what
but
I would
said.
probably say
What
about
they
that.
did, that was the best part of the movie. And I said, I wish they would have. I wish there was more of that. But to me,
There was a lot of it.
There was.
I think,
and it was done the best. But I just think, to me, that stuff was outweighed by the other humor stuff and the things that irritated me more.
Yeah.
So for me, that's how it worked. I thought I'll praise that stuff because I think that was really good. That stuff was well written. That stuff was well executed. To me, the early, cringy, corny dialogue between them, the humor, that kind of stuff, the Trevor stuff, that to me outweighed the other stuff, if that makes sense.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Josh.
No, I think you're right, Corey. Like the dynamic between the dad and him is the best. Also,
It's super good.
what I really enjoyed
And it's like relatable.
was when you're bringing up he's dealing with his legacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Shang-Chi, and this is something that I feel like they don't develop in other Marvel movies.
Yes.
You don't get like a well-developed backstory to him.
Yep.
He actually, you find out, the whole time you're like, oh, he was going to go avenge his mother, right? He was going to go kill that guy. And the whole time you're thinking, oh, well, he just left.
Yeah.
At the end, you find out, hey, I actually murdered that dude.
Now you see me in a different light.
Now you see me. Aquafina, the character that I know you guys don't like, but she is the on-the-ground character. We're best friends. We've known each other.
For more years.
For more
or about
years, yeah.
How many years you've been gone from home?
Right.
Yeah,
And
half
so
your life.
now I think that's what she does well in that situation is she brings up that situation of like, hey, now you're going to look at me like I'm a murderer, but he has to come to terms with that and say, hey, I did murder that dude. My dad has murdered how many people, but I'm moving forward with this legacy. So I think that's a really well developed story for a one shot,
Dude, that's what I'm
introduction
saying.
Marvel movie. And I think that you're bringing in Aquafina and Trevor, you're bringing in your own baggage into the movie.
That's fine.
and
They're
I'm
in
with
the
you.
movie.
And that's fine.
That baggage I can bring in. Trevor's a character that's in the Marvel universe. So there
not
is
saying-
going to be baggage
We're not
brought
saying-
I'm
in
not
with
saying
Trevor.
it, but I'm just saying I don't
relax.
I don't.
He's
I'm just saying. I don't.
He said what you said.
I don't like the Iron Man 3
Yeah.
movie. Sucks in my opinion. The stuff that they do with Trevor, stupid.
Mandarin,
I'm pissed about it. And when I saw him show up, I was like, that's kind of dumb. They're bringing him back. And then I just rolled. I got over it.
And
It didn't detract from the movie at all because I enjoyed the full story that they were telling. For me, was better than
5 minutes or 4 minutes.
he's
Of
more
his
in
li-
that,
if you
of
added
those
up his lines, it's 4 minutes of the movie. What I'm saying is, they did an amazing part with the story, the character development, and all of that. And I honestly, like, you guys aren't going to, but I would encourage you to watch it again
without Jonah.
Yeah, watch it without
Jonah,
yourself,
watch it without
Jonah.
you.
But you know what I mean? Because I think there's a lot of cool things that they did in this movie that I think we should give a little bit more credit to, because it is obviously there's still that formula of Marvel stuff. But like for a Marvel movie, this was a dang good movie for a Marvel movie.
I will say, if she would have killed the dragon, if that was the last shot that killed the thing, I would have been like, meh, I don't buy that. But she didn't kill the dragon.
It just saved the dragon.
She just stunned him.
She just shot him in the neck from an incredible distance, which she could never.
Lucky shot.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's think about this.
Magical society.
So,
but okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't.
You know, there's a flying dragon, right?
I understand.
I know, but what I'm saying is
that's more believable, Corey.
What I'm saying is, what to me, it's the aspect of like, you get a character who's done this for 7 hours, shot in there for 7
she's
hours.
Technically 3 days. I think.
Well, she says a day.
What are you guys talking about?
She says like a day.
How long she's
I think she says more
with
than
the
that.
arrow.
Oh, gotcha.
Anyways,
everyone gets lucky.
But to me, I get what you guys are saying. Like, they should be praised because they did a good job on those things. That's fine. I think they did a good job on those things. But to me, it's still that aspect of it's the same formula to me and the things that drive me nuts. And I know you're saying the thing about Trevor, I'll push back a little bit on the Trevor thing where you're saying like, I just rolled with it. It's fine. To me, they doubled down on the Trevor character. And to me, where I think it diminished the villain by having him in there, because the whole thing is like, this guy's ruthless. This guy is this. He realizes that this guy impersonated him, and then he lets him live. He's about to kill him, but then he starts doing Shakespeare, and so he's like, ha, this guy's so funny. Let's just leave him here to entertain everybody. That's not the character. The character is a guy that was willing to like neglect his own family and kids and control the whole world and destroy people and murder people.
And he's been a crime lord for like 1,000 years.
And attack people because they insulted him and they didn't honor his name. He talks about...
You don't think he ever had a jester?
But listen to me. It doesn't make sense.
All people do that.
You're setting this whole thing up, and then he even has the dialogue with Aquafina about names are important, and your name is like your legacy and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And then this guy impersonates him, soils his name basically, and he lets him live because he's a funny. That to me is like, okay, that's just silly. Like, it diminishes the villain, and then it just gives you Ben Kingsley so you can have him do silly jokes the whole time. Like, there is absolutely no redeeming value of having Ben Kingsley or that Trevor's character. There's nothing good about that character. He doesn't move the story forward.
He does.
He played the same character as Aquafina. He has the exact same role.
You can't say he didn't. You can't say he didn't move the story forward because he's the reason he can interpret what that guy says.
And it doesn't make sense. How can he interpret it?
Because sure.
How does he understand? He doesn't have superpowers. He's an actor. He's a dumb actor.
He honestly did probably all.
Scared me.
Jonah's dog came downstairs and scared him.
Perfect timing, Kira.
Okay, Kira, get out.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, dude, there's a lot of reasons. Maybe you did a lot of shrooms.
It doesn't.
You know what I mean?
See, that doesn't bother me. That's fine.
You guys
I understand.
Are getting caught up on small detail.
It's a one of those loopholes. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and I know you're going to say you're bringing in other things. To me, it's like a Marvel loophole is just thrown to the side. Whatever.
See,
it was funny, so we're doing
do that.
I can do that.
No. Because this is literally, you're like
the other people have done.
It's like people say, "Oh, well, somebody said this about Zack Snyder, so
they
didn't say it about a Marvel movie." So
I'm going to say it. I'm saying it in general. Like loopholes, and when Marvel does a loophole, and when something that bothers me, it's like, well, that's just a loophole, but it was funny. Trevor was funny. It's fine. To me, it's like, no, it's still a loophole. Doesn't matter if it was funny. It's still a loophole, and it doesn't make sense.
All stories have things like that.
I know, but I can point those out and say those made me not enjoy the movie.
Yeah, and we're just saying that it's unfortunate that is taking away all of this great stuff that we're naming with the story and stuff like that. And it's just unfortunate. That's all. Yeah. I mean, you guys have your opinions. We have ours. It's all good. It's just.
I laughed when she was like, I've just been shooting a bow for like a day. I was like, yeah, you reference, because it's true. She's only been doing it for a couple days. That's funny that you referenced it.
Yeah, I didn't laugh.
Yeah.
I thought it was terrible.
That's right. Couldn't you hate Aquafina? That's fine.
Because it was dumb.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I want to go down this road.
Yeah. Is it worth it?
It's not worth it.
Do it.
But these are these are nitpicks, right?
Yeah.
And and that's fine. Yeah. But I can say the same thing about Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
Flash is running around at faster than the speed of sound, and you expect me to believe that this guy's shooting, and he somehow hits him.
That's fine.
That's the same thing to me. It's a convenient story thing that you're going to hit the fastest person in the universe who can go so fast he can go back in time, and this stupid grunt.
Frankly,
he's not running as fast because he's not going back in time.
He hasn't gotten there.
He's catching speed up, so he's easier to hit.
But see, that's a nitpick that I could watch Zack Snyder's Justice League and be like, that doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, and people do that.
I would not be able to shoot someone who's moving at 120 miles per hour with a rifle.
Actually, you could, because if you do and he's going in circles, the chances are higher of you shooting and him actually running into the bullet because he's going around so fast.
You have to lead it, yeah.
See?
And in that paradigm of defense, he was shooting guns a lot longer than Aquafina.
Yeah, that's true. He's a paradigm guy. Dark side.
That giant dragon was just chilling there. That's a pretty big target to hit.
Yeah, and he's huge.
Just saying.
With both dragons are going up. Did you see how much wind was around them? Do you think that arrow's going to fly straight? Of course not. It's going to go. Anyways,
no.
See, I'm just saying. Of course, there's nitpicks in anything, and that's what I'm saying.
No, that's
people complain about Zack Snyder's the Flash thing. People complain about stuff all the time. So I'm saying is, if I say that's a loophole, right? I can say that, and people can say, oh, but it was funny or whatever. That's fine. It still means like, for me, it was like, that didn't make any sense. And if I'm watching a movie, and I do this with every movie, no matter, we've talked about this before, where people are like, we don't like watching movies with these guys because afterwards they're like, this didn't make sense. This didn't make sense.
Stop watching movies.
I'm going to do that. So for me, it's just kind of that aspect of it detracts from the movie because I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It's just a convenient Marvel thing, and the way I feel that they do is if it's funny, people give it a pass. As long as it's funny, then they don't have to explain it. And that to me is kind of like the trope Marvel uses, and that frustrates me movie after movie. And that's why I've said Marvel's just not my cup of tea, because I'll look at something and be like, how does that make sense? And they're like, it's funny though, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
but you laugh.
I haven't said that once, by the way.
Well, that's what the majority of.
But what
Marvel
I'm telling
fans
you guys is, I have an opinion that's
fine,
different from that,
sure.
And it's not to your same point of because it's funny. No, I think that it didn't detract from my experience.
Then how?
What I'm saying
how would you explain that Trevor no superpowers. He's just a dumb actor. How can he?
Sounds like a pretty smart.
How can he understand?
Okay. Off the top of my head, this is a magical creature that's separated from his whatever world.
Okay,
we already know that these type of creatures can have a bond with people, like the Great Protector, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
he gives power to the mom, to the other people. So why couldn't this creature have powers and have a connection with Trevor, because he needs a connection with somebody?
Yeah.
Boom.
Believable.
There you go.
Okay. Why don't you write Marvel movies then?
Do they need to? They need to spell that out for you, because you're complaining about exposition. So Trevor's like, oh well, I started learning, and he could talk. He could talk to me, and I think it's because he wanted to form a connection with me. You would be like, that's stupid exposition. Get it out of here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You're getting caught on.
There's plenty of explanations for it. I can
not any good ones.
I just gave you. I gave you a decent one.
That was good.
Right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you guys are also talking about like a magic. There's magic in this world. Dude.
I can understand that you would say, I'll give you the that you didn't like that the guy didn't kill him. That's a legitimate point. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But for me, like I said, Corey and I already said it. It didn't detract from it. You guys hate Aquafina. You hate Trevor. I think overall, for me, the good outweighed those things that you guys didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
But I guess for me, just a lot of the a lot of the humor stuff just gets too much where that's pretty much most of what I see in the movie.
I love the messaging that they did. I loved the family oriented messaging. I loved the lessons that they were kind of showing throughout. I loved the honestly, we didn't even talk about this, but the interactions with Shang-Chi when he was in with Aquafina's parents' house. And like I just love that. It was really funny, and I really enjoyed that because, the whole idea of like not having aim in life and just kind of just screwing around doing whatever job. And it's very like a lot of people can identify with that. And so it was cool. I liked it. I liked the lessons that they did in that and kind of the general themes. I thought they were really good. But yeah. Honestly, I even wrote down some stuff, and the thing was, I mean, I'll tell you as well. I agree with you guys. I think Trevor was the worst part of the movie, but like compared to what I wrote up on this whole thing, that was 2% of what I wrote up on it, and I just think that a lot of really cool things were done in this movie that isn't usually done in Marvel movies. So I think that it deserves the credit that it's due. I think obviously the critics are overshooting because I think it's like 90 something, like 90. When I looked like a week ago, it was like 98 like fan reaction for Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, for Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, like I could see it in like the 80s for me, like somewhere in there. But hey, man, I mean they did really good at the box office. Pretty good. So it was good. I enjoyed it a lot. I think I wouldn't skip out on this movie. I think it's worth it to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I would still suggest seeing it. I mean,
yeah, and one of the things that like as I was walking out of the movie theater with my wife, I was like, this is the first time in a long time that I've seen a Marvel movie, and I said, I wouldn't mind watching this again. And actually, I quite would like to, because
in fact, let's go again
right now.
Because there's a lot of cool details and the fighting was really well choreographed. I know I keep saying that, but dude, it was cool, man. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Abomination was in it.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
For like
that was one thing that
minutes.
I was like, oh, so Abomination and Wong are like buddies? Because it seemed like they were trying to fix fights, like. Right? Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Marvel's stupid.
I think it's a dumb movie. I think they're just trying to work things in. They're like, we can do that.
Well, I think it's setting up for more of future stuff with Abomination because I think he's going to be in the Hulk.
They'll probably use him there, yeah.
She-Hulk?
Yeah, I think he's actually confirmed to be in it.
Nice.
And I think with all the Val stuff and with her character, I think it's moving towards the Thunderbolts, which is kind of like a darker version of Avengers basically.
I'm also like hypercritical of CGI effects. And at first when I saw the dragon and it was pretty, I mean, obviously it's this way, but
fake.
Like, it was obviously fake. It's not a real dragon, guys. Let me be the first one to tell you. But like, I wasn't a fan initially of the dragon's interaction with real life people because it's going to be green screened and then they're going to be, riding it and stuff like that. But by the end of it, honestly, dude, I liked it a lot. For being such a crazy different style than real life, they actually did a really good job at kind of merging the two together. And dude, that fight between like the dark soul sucker dude and the dragon, they did like movement that was like very like yin yang.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool. And then like that water attack thing they did where like the water like freaking went and like stabbed him or something like that. Or I don't know. It was like this swirling, whirling water thing. It was really cool.
The use of water in this movie actually was like altogether was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was dope.
I thought it was a loophole. I mean, how can
water?
Water doesn't do that.
I don't know how water can show you a map of things.
Exactly.
Like water was dumb, and
they didn't explain how he could do it.
And how did he remember exactly how? He only saw it once, and he remembered. Come on,
yeah,
stupid. We don't have brains in our hearts. Dumb.
So post-credit scenes.
So I was in a rush and I ran out, so I didn't watch it, but I read about it. What do you guys
Let me go first. Let me go first.
Okay, yeah. So
first post credit scene. The dialogue was bad. It
was they were in a bar, and they were talking to their friends.
No,
right?
that was the second.
Oh, that's just the end. When was that? Where Wong or what's his name opens the portal?
What was that?
That was a post.
That was just the end of the movie, right?
No, that was a post credits.
Oh, I watched that. So, are you sure it wasn't? It
the one where they go in and it's the Hulk is there and Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
and they're talking about where the rings come from.
They're not there, but they're
in. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that dialogue to me was like, especially Captain Marvel's dialogue to me seemed really like bad. Anyways, the other thing that irritated me. So what's up with the Hulk now?
Yeah,
like he's back to Bruce Banner now. They never stay consistent with the Hulk. It drives me nuts.
He does whatever he wants, dude.
The Hulk is all over the place.
Anyways, whatever. That and then the second one to me felt like another like.
I mean,
girls will do it better.
They're going to do She-Hulk, right? So they're going to do something with it.
That was the last one, yeah.
Yeah, and to me it was like, I feel like they have different factions of women soldiers everywhere because at the end of Black
dudes there.
But I'm saying like for the first time it was like they had the women's fighting the girls fighting the Black Widows, the Valkyries,
whatever the girls are.
Dora Milaje.
Yeah, Dora Milaje.
Black Panthers,
the Black Panther girls, and then now the 10 Rings girls. To me, it's like.
I can't wait for the movie where they all come.
It's just like, I know what you're pandering.
Right.
It's pandering.
The scene is going to be awesome in whatever the next Avengers movie is where they all show up together and they're like, we're going to fight together. And then we have all the Captain Marvels show up too and they all run. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
yes, Queen.
Look, it's a way for them. It's a way for them to get people excited about things, the possibilities, and it works for people. Obviously, it's not going to work for you ever, but for this instance, I'm sure there's some people out there who really.
I'm just glad they don't do an army of Aquafinas.
We make a nice team. We make a nice team. Like, it's like Jonah's worst nightmare, dude. He wakes up with 2 cold sweats with Aquafina on his mind. Poor guy. Don't ever buy that water.
And also the rings, I guess, are sending a message, like a beacon to something.
So
are
they going to tie this into the Eternals then?
I think
probably.
That's what theory I said. That
because Captain Marvel was like, I've never seen that before.
What they were saying was the Eternals are really old, and there's 10 of them.
They've always been.
And so what they're saying is maybe each one of them has a ring, or it represents one of them, and it's from whoever the bad guy is in the Eternals, like whatever they're. I can't remember who they're saying.
But if they put the rings on, they go invisible, and then
Nazgul.
The Nazgul
have to destroy it in the volcano.
So I mean that's they're setting up something there, which is interesting to me because I liked what the rings were and kind of that aspect of it. But yeah, anyways.
Hey man, I really enjoyed it. It was a new experience that I thought was really fun, and we don't have a lot of.
How dare you have fun, dude? How dare you?
That's how I feel.
Just laughing it up.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't laugh nearly as much as you guys did. I enjoyed it a lot.
I didn't laugh at all.
You didn't laugh at all.
I didn't even laugh at the Planet of the Apes. I was like,
I rarely laugh out loud in movies.
I don't.
I think it's for simpletons. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I never laugh out loud. I can smirk or think it's kind of funny, but like the only one that I thought was actually kind of funny was the Planet of the Apes joke because I thought it was a little smarter than their typical humor. So. But I thought you were going to hate that joke. I thought because it was Planet of the Apes, you were going to hate it.
Sacred cow.
But it was the opposite.
No, I liked it.
I thought it was, sacred cow kind of thing, yeah. But, yeah.
I'm glad that the movie's doing well because I want movies to still be coming to theaters and
for sure
coming out, especially this kind of fall and Christmas time. We got a lot of stuff coming out. So.
Yeah, and compared to Black Widow, dude, this is a huge improvement. Like, I think we can at least agree upon that, right, boys?
I would agree, yeah.
Jonas, say something.
Agree.
It's better than Black Widow. Yes
it's
or
better
no?
than Black Widow. A lot better than Black Widow.
Thank God. Because that movie was not great.
Yeah.
All right, so now Jonah and Corey are going to fight it out. Shang-Chi style.
Rings.
Ooh, but I get to be Jackie Chan, and you have to be Aquafina. Don't get egg on your face. See, that's
egg on my face. Why do I want egg on my face?
Oh, dude.
She sounds like that, doesn't she?
Pretty close.
Yes.
Pretty close. All right. Well, I think that's the episode.
Yep. Check us out
listening.
on the internet, on the interwebs. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Follow us.
Where else?
YouTube. Ooh. We're everywhere.
Are we on
Nerdish Podcast?
You just on Facebook?
Yeah.
You say
Facebook.
iTunes? Apple Podcasts?
Yeah. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. Thanks for listening.
And we're sorry we missed last week.
Well, but we're back now.
Yeah, but this is like a 2-hour episode, so you're welcome.
You're welcome.
You can take your time and listen to it. You can only take so much.
That's right. 2 hours is too much. Anyway, thanks for listening, and we will be back next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Later.